Killer Sofa was released in October 2019. It's not rated, and it's about an hour and 20 minutes long. It's a Mad Kiwi production coming straight out of New Zealand. And I've seen a few movies out of New Zealand that are all kind of kick-ass. Like, I haven't seen much, but what I have seen is pretty good. It's pretty solid. Two movies that come to mind. There was one that's called Fresh Meat. It's about a family of cannibals, and they get taken hostage. And everything you think could happen happens. It was pretty good. I remember loving it. Another movie's called Housebound. It's about a girl who gets on house arrest, but she's with the family. I don't know if it's her family. I forget. It's been a minute. But anyways, a lot of strange happenings start happening. Both movies get my stamp of approval. So back to Killer Sofa. IMDb describes it as a killer reclining chair becomes enchanted by a girl and starts committing crimes of passion. Let's see here. It's listed as a comedy, fantasy, horror, thriller. But it's not really funny in the traditional sense. It's not really funny haha. It's more like funny what the fuck kind of movie. I guess you could call it satire. It's funny in the absurdity of the situations that the movie creates. It definitely delivers on what it promises. It's a movie called Killer Sofa, and the sofa definitely delivers some kills. The movie takes itself pretty seriously. The actors, everyone involved, from the direction, the camera angles, nobody's chewing up the scenes. It's all done pretty straight, and for what it's worth, it's pretty solid. It really works, at least for me. I can suspend my disbelief that there's a chair out here killing people. Everyone takes it serious. Everyone takes their roles serious. Even the titular Killer Sofa. It's about as menacing as a Killer Sofa could be. There's these like two buttons that you typically find on chairs. There's two of them here, and it makes it look like that's its eyes. And then there's like a little slit for the mouth. It totally looks like a face, and it makes the expressions, and it's pretty bonkers. It acts as menacing as it could be for a raging recliner. That's what I call my bone. The story is not bad, and the production value is decent enough, making it feel like a real B movie. So I usually don't think about things like that anyways, like cameras, what kind of cameras were being used, and audio. As long as it looks and sounds, as long as it sounds decent enough and the storyline's there, I really don't care. If the camera work is shoddy and the sound is pretty bad, it just takes me out of it. Outside of that, I really don't care. I want to be entertained. That's the point of these movies. I heard a director say the worst thing that you can do as a movie maker is make something boring. That's from the guy who directed those Hatchet movies, and those are pretty solid too. I don't know if I'll ever get to those. I mean, they're good. Everyone pretty much loves those. I'm trying to expand your horizons to movies that you might think are dumb but are actually pretty good. That's what I'm here for. So I seen this movie a few years ago on Amazon, and I watched it. I liked it. I loved it. And then I went back to look for it like a month or two later. I wanted to rewatch it, and it was gone. I was sad. I thought it was gone forever. Luckily, Tubi came to the rescue. They just added it, and I rewatched it, and it's just as good as the first time I seen it. It holds up, at least for me. What happens in the movie? Francesca, our main character, is always having guys enamored by her beauty to the point where they become obsessed and stalkerish. Federico is one of those guys. He wants her, but can't have her. Sounds like a song I've heard. Federico is one of those guys. He wants her, can't have her. So what does he do? He voodoo magics his soul into the couch. I've never seen that done before. Let me think about it. Nope. I can't say I've seen that done before in a movie where someone voodoo magics his soul into an inanimate object. The sofa is delivered to Francesca, and calamity ensues. The B-plot follows a rabbi who sensed the evil of the couch, and he tries to help as best he can. One thing I didn't understand though was the character of Maxie. See, she's the rabbi's granddaughter, and she's also Francesca's best friend, but I think she's played by two different actresses here. I couldn't find any information on that or why that is, because clearly somebody else in different shots. Whenever she's at home with the grandparents, it's a different actress. Whenever she's with Francesca, it's a different actress. And it just kind of threw me off. Unless there's two different characters named Maxie. No, that can't be, because there is a scene where they're talking on the phone and we see Francesca talking to Maxie we see the grandfather and the other lady, his girlfriend, in the background. So they are connected. They are the same characters. Maybe it had to do with reshoots. I don't know. That was my real main concern with this movie. I mean, everything else is pretty solid. Everything else is in line. So the kills here are used pretty sparingly, but every time a kill happens, you see the couch in action. Like, you see the couch do it. It's not, they don't try to hide it. They don't try to cover it up. It's a freaking couch doing what you would think a couch does when it wants to harm somebody. Having said that, the story itself, without the kills, is good enough to keep you intrigued. It was good enough to keep me intrigued. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I genuinely didn't suspect that ending. I thought I was right, but then it said psych and caught me lacking. It has one of those downbeat endings that you usually don't see, at least not in the mainstream movies. And it totally took me by surprise. I put it on a whim one day, and I was intrigued. It was one of those gems that you find through the millions and millions of hours of streaming garbage that people put out there on these platforms. These guys did it right. So you got killer cars, killer tomatoes. Now you got a killer sofa. What's next? A killer piñata?